This is a TSWN special movie review presentation.
Hey everybody, it's your friendly neighborhood super Negro, Anthony Sterling, with a brand new movie review. And this time we are doing something special. I am joined by two of my great, amazing friends. Let's start the introductions. To my left or my right, I don't know how this screen is going to show, but next to me is my friend, poet, author, amazing mom, Miss Ghadir McHale. Hey, friend.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you.
And while she is below us, she is not at the bottom. She is above all. She is mom, businesswoman, wife, model, pageant queen. Yeah, you thought I forgot about that. And all around amazing lady. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Topeka Van Horn from the great state of South Carolina. You know, she told me not to clown her state, but I will clown that state as much as possible. I'm from Louisiana. We ain't got much to talk either. So, welcome, ladies. I'm so happy y'all here to join me because this movie I definitely did not want to do on my own. I needed help. I needed some other outlooks and insights to what this movie meant to others, not just myself. So, might as well say it. Here's the movie we're reviewing: The United States versus Billie Holiday, starring the amazing singer-songwriter Andra Day, Trevante Rhodes, Garrett Hedlund, one of my all-time favorite character actors, Mr. Leslie Jordan, and I'm giving my love out here a special appearance by a good friend of mine, Miss Dana Gourier, New Orleans' own. This 2021 film was directed by the one and only Lee Daniels, and the movie, excuse me, follows Holiday during her career as she is targeted by the Federal Department of Narcotics with an undercover sting operation led by Black federal agent Jimmy Fletcher, with whom she had a tumultuous affair with. So, let's get into it. I liked this movie. Didn't love it, but I liked it. This is not the first film about Lady Day, about Billie. Everybody should know Lady Sings the Blues. That is pretty much considered a classic, definitely a classic among Black households. Starring another singer, a big-time singer known as Miss Diana Ross, and the man himself, Mr. Billy D. Williams. Now, if I'm gonna talk about it, I have to compare to that film. And I will say that The United States versus Billie Holiday is a little more in-depth than Lady Sings the Blues. And the reason why is that they decided to go on, as the plot, the synopsis, is your head. It goes into her fighting demons from all sides. Heroin addiction, men. Yes, y'all, we trash, y'all. We seriously trash. But most importantly, the federal government of the country she is a citizen of, who was hunting her down for two reasons: the use of heroin, which was only hurting her, mind you, and one song in particular, which is Strange Fruit, which I like to say is one of the best depictions of America ever made. Debate me, fight me, you're gonna lose regardless. So I thought the movie was pretty good. Lee Daniels does have a way of getting the most out of his actors, especially when it comes to his women actors. I'm trying to not genderize it, but when it comes to him directing women, he really knows how to go into those dark places with them. And you know, Audra Day, I didn't know she could act, and man, I was floored by her performance, which garnered her a Golden Globe, which was definitely deserved. But he also has this thing about I'm trying to figure out a good way of saying it, but it is, to me, sometimes he loves to torture Black women in his films. You know, or find the, like, it's almost like the camera revels in their pain, you know, and it works. You know, that's the crazy thing. It works. You would think, oh, dude, this is very creepy. This is very, but it does come off as being very honest. You know, because Billie went through a lot of hell, especially when you know her background, her story, you know, her being a child of a prostitute, you know, and living in the whole house, and the things she saw, you know, that can really destroy a child, whether boy or girl. That could really mess them up. So I loved it. I'm sorry, I liked it, but I want to hear what you guys have to say. And I'm gonna start with Topeka, and the reason why is because of our texting back and forth about it, and I want you to just let us know, let the world know how this movie affected you.
Okay. Whew, yes, this movie, on so many different levels, it was a really good movie. I want to say I loved it, but it almost feels bad to say that I loved the movie because of the content of the movie and what it was about. I liked how Lee Daniels directed it. I think it was really well. It was directed well. He really pulled out the emotions out of the characters that were being played. On the other side of it, it really tapped into a lot of emotions inside of me, because what the movie allowed me to do was connect to Billie in such a way that I've never done before. I've seen these Sings of the Blues when I was younger, and it was good, you know, but for some reason this one really resonated with me on the inside. And I want to say it was because I understood the battles that she was facing and the things that she was going through, and the way that instead of getting the help that she needed, she was demonized for an addiction that could have been helped if they had just put her into a hospital. And it wasn't like she wasn't asking for help. She was asking for help. She wanted it, but it wasn't given to her because of the color of her skin and because of the hate that they had for her, not only for her, but for just that time period, the musicians and women, Black people. They just hated them at that. Well, now I can't even say at that time because it's still going on right now, but they really hated her, and they really wanted her to submit to what they wanted her to do. And because she wouldn't submit, you know, because she was showing a strong presence and she wasn't afraid of them, it just made it even worse. It made them attack her even more, you know. And the fact that she stood up there when she saw the agents in the audience, and they knowing that they were going to arrest her, knowing that they were going to, you know, pull her off the stage, she stood there in Black excellence, and she was like, I'm going to sing this song and I'm going to let you guys know what's going on down south, you know. And she was so defiant, and I loved that about her. And how Miss Day portrayed that in front of the camera. She did an awesome job of that. And you know, it emotionally, the love that she was searching for, I felt that. I felt the love that she wanted, the love that she didn't get from her mother, because her mother, you know, technically put her into a whorehouse, put her around people that would cause her to, you know, be raped at a young age, and expose her to things that she should not have been exposed to. So she didn't know what love was. She didn't experience that. But like we all as humans, that's something that's engrafted inside of us. We search for that, we long for that. So even though she really never felt that love, she was still longing for it, she was still searching for it. And I believe that showed in all the relationships that she was in. You know, all the men that she attached herself to, every last one of them were dirt. They treated her like crap, you know, but she stayed with them because she didn't understand what love was, but she knew it was something that she wanted, you know. So it just resonated a lot in me. And I agree with you, Anthony, when you said about how Lee Daniels knows how to pull out that suffering in women. I think he just knows how to tap into it because it's there. It's there. You know, I think that's why we can feel it so much, because it's there. Women, especially women of color, have been through a lot in this country. And he knows how to tap into that and pull it out. Now, it was very graphic. You know, some of those scenes, I was like, God, you know, some of her sex scenes were like, wow, over the top. It felt like she was being raped to me. That's what it felt like to me, like she was being raped. And that pulled into an emotion also. But he really did tap into those dark places that Billie Holiday could have felt during that time. So I agree with you on that one.
Ghadir, now you just watched it, so I know you're gonna, and this is why I love Ghadir. Ghadir is the note taker of the group. She will break everything down. So the floor is yours. The video is yours. Go for it.
Thank you very much. I wanted to piggyback on what both of you said. When she was a child and we saw that scene, you know, in that house, she became numb, I believe. And once you become numb, it's almost hard to come back from it. And, you know, with her being a singer, you know, you told him that I was a poet. So when life wasn't so easy for me, I got quiet, but writing was my voice. So I can only imagine what Billie had to go through, you know, in her time. And she found her voice through her singing, you know, when she kept saying like, where she felt alive. That was her place, and they kept trying to take it away from her. I believe that she was very, very classy, you know, even minus the heroin, but even with that, she was just like, she wasn't bothering anybody. Right. You know,
no way to numb the pain.
Yes. You know, she couldn't catch a break. I was disgusted by how much hatred they had towards her. And it reminds me of, you know, even today, it's like people of color, you know, cannot catch a break at all, especially on this land where there's too much bloodshed. I don't like how they kept harassing her, you know, even on her deathbed, like, you know, they had her cuffed to the bed. That was horrible. And then to find out that in 1937 there was a bill passed for anti-lynching, and it didn't pass. It did not pass, but they considered it like they were
like it's something to be considered.
Right. Like it hurts so much to even think like twice, you know, and the fact to find out that it happened again in February 2020 and it's still not passed. Right. It's so disheartening, and it's disgusting to even call ourselves Americans. You know, that goes back to Black Lives Matter. Like, you can't say all lives matter if Black lives don't matter. And that's oh my goodness. I liked it. I just wish how can I say it? It was almost like they were speaking for her instead of letting her speak for herself. You know, they were saying, well, Billie, you know, we had to go do this and that, and Billie did this and that, but you know, even with her song Strange Fruit, they even shamed her in that. And I don't know, it did shake something in me. Almost inspired a poem. I mean, it's brewing in my head, but I don't know. I'm really disgusted by the way they treated her. I'm disgusted by how, even though she was a singer, she got to go on tour and sing. She really was never free.
No.
So I don't know. I wish that things would change and they would shed light on Black excellence, more so than the pain all the time, so.
Well, and that's, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, no, I think and that's one of the saddest things about it, is that when it comes to Black excellence, there's a lot of tragedy.
Right.
That actually births that
Black
excellence.
Yeah.
And that's the craziest thing, Now, keep in mind, sometimes pain brings happiness in the long run. And when it comes to it, and watching the movie, the one thing I will say I do like is that at the beginning, it starts with her doing an interview with Reginald Lord Devine, who's played amazingly by Leslie Jordan, who I will campaign, if we can take Lindsey Graham completely out of the Senate and put Lindsey Jordan in that spot, I think South Carolina will be so much.
I knew he was going to find a way. I agree. I totally agree with you. Okay.
And he is not hiding nothing. He lives his life, But no, there was a line that really summed it all up for me. And it was almost like a demand for compliance. When he looked at her and said, well, silly girl, why not just stop singing the song?
Yes.
Why are you doing this to yourself? And it's that what is it? What's it called? Respectability politics kind of thing, where if you cut your hair, or if you how they do us, if you have locks, cut them off. That's too ethnic. If you just conform and do what the powers that be want you to do, you wouldn't be going through all this hell. But Billie, like a lot of Black folks, just want to live peacefully in Black. Let me be Black in peace.
Yeah.
Let me sing. And the heroine was self-destruction, but it was a true cry for help.
Yeah.
To the point where she even tried to clean herself up.
Yeah.
Right.
And her bandmates were like, oh, okay, yeah, all right, Billie. And then it was that show, and they were just like, you on that shit again. You on it again, huh, Billie? But you can hear her tell, when she said, yeah, because I don't know what to do. The pressure was overwhelming. That song should have been a rally cry.
Right.
But it turned into a curse. That should have been, that song should have opened up eyes for everyone who heard it. But if you ever notice, every time she did a show and they yell, sing Strange Fruit, it wasn't about the awareness of the pain. Right. It was just hearing her singing. Because Billie Holiday had that voice. It wasn't let's say a Whitney Houston or Mariah Carey. I can hit 75 octaves and break a glass. You can hear pain. You can hear joy. You can hear, everything under the sun that makes a human being in her voice.
Right.
Her life was as much hell as it was. I seriously think the heroine wasn't her safe place. I think the stage was.
Yes.
I think the stage and that microphone and, you know, and that band, those were her safe havens. You know, even her guitar player, who was played by I think it's Tyler, I could never remember, Tyler James Williams. Everybody hates Chris. He was Chris. The way he would talk to her, even though he didn't have that many lines, you know, he spoke truth. You know, he never sat there and coddled her. He was never a yes man. Miss Freddie, played so well by Miss Lawrence. If y'all ever watch Real Housewives of Atlanta and all of that, Miss Lawrence, he was also another one who protected her, but was not afraid to tell her the truth. You know, but I started to feel a little sad for Jimmy Fletcher, but at the same time, I can't champion you for what you did and how you did it, you know, because the whole thing of, well, my dad said, and my dad said, and my dad said, well, you're a grown ass man now. What do you say? You know, he is a personification of respectability politics. You know, he's not looking at the plight that's causing the problem. He's just looking at the people who are being oppressed by it as the problem. And he wants to eradicate that, you know. So it was just
I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you, Anthony. I think that when it comes to Jimmy, I feel like he was a product of his environment when it came to where he worked at. Now, not at home, because his mother was like straight Black Panther. I loved his mother. And the fact that she kept emphasizing that he did not have to do what he was doing because of what his father did, and how his father set him up, that he didn't have to work and do what he was doing. So it was his choice. He chose to do that, you know, and so that made me kind of look at him a little evil, with a little evil eye. So I was like, you're choosing to be used by the government to bring down Black people, you know, and it felt like he knew that that's what they were doing, but he was trying to justify it by saying, oh, I'm helping my community by taking, Billie Holiday off the streets. But she was a victim of the product. Who was supplying her the product? It's like their focus was on the wrong person, was on the wrong people, because she wasn't bringing it into the country. She wasn't out there, you know, selling it to other people. Like, I'm sorry, I'm going back. But it was personal. She was doing it to herself. You know, she was damaging herself. She was not attacking. But when it comes to Jimmy, I felt like Jimmy represented a lot of the Black men that, you know, are in the country right now. And I'm not saying all, because they're not all like that. Anthony, you're not like that. My husband's not. But I think that when it comes to how Black women see Black men and how Black men see Black women, what we want when we look at a Black man is to feel protected. What we want when we look at a Black man is to feel like they have our best interests at heart. And we want to feel like it doesn't matter what's going on, they're going to always cover us. That's what we want to feel when we look at a Black man. And I feel like that Jimmy had that potential, but it just seemed like he was an environment of what was around him. And he was easily persuaded into doing what he did. I think that he did have a little goodness in him. I want to hate his character. I really want to hate him as a person, but I really do. But I truly believe that if Billie could forgive him, then it was something inside of him that she saw, you know, even though he was very damaging and corruptive to her. I feel like at the very end, when he got to know who she was and got to see her on a personal level and got to know her as the people around her knew her, because, you know, she had her issues, but I truly believe she was a good person. I really believe that she was a loving person. Even when she was inside her dressing room and she had she invited the people from her hometown, Baltimore, in, and she was showing them love and, hey, sit down and drink some champagne with me. I really feel like she had a really good heart. And I think that once Jimmy was around her more, he saw that, and it kind of allowed him to change. He changed, how he looked at her, and
yeah. But I really,
yeah.
I agree. I also feel like he was naive to what was going on because of the environment he was in. But I also like, our parents went through a lot, right? Like, so they know the other side of the story. But when they come to raise the children, they don't want the children to deal with the bad things. They kind of say, you don't have to do that, but they don't explain why. Right? So I feel like that's what happened with him, with his story. Like, she said, you don't have to, we have money, you don't have to work. Your dad did it for you,
Right.
But she didn't explain why. And he had to find out for himself,
Right.
The thing that I liked about it, though, once he did find out, he left. Because if he didn't leave, then we could say, okay, I hated his character, completely.
Right.
but yeah, I did realize that, he meant like that he was sorry when he saw it for himself, because they replaced him quickly when they found out he was rooting for her and with her, so the character I disliked a lot was Louis.
Louis McKay.
Hey, yes.
Mr. McKay, who was her executor of her estate. And he was played by Billy D. Williams in Lady Sings the Blues. And I want to throw this out right quick before I forget. There is a connection to Lady Sing the Blues because Diana Ross's son, Evan Ross, plays Agent Williams, who took over the case of trying to bring Billy in when they chucked Jimmy Fletcher. So I thought that was really cool. But Louis McKay was not a good man. James Monroe was not a good man.
Not at all.
Does it mean men are trash? No, means we as humans we come in many styles. We are inherently good, but we are also inherently evil. We play both sides. But to see Billy not getting the protection that she needed,
right?
Whether it had been from a father figure, not even just from men, she was protected only so much by her band and by her two closest friends, Miss Freddie and I forgot the other lady, because she treated her pretty badly. When they were at the restaurant, she's like, hey, just go, we'll have dinner again. She pushed her to the side, and I thought that was like, see, Billy, you I'm gonna just say it, you digmatized, Billy. That here are some people who truly love you, Billy. Don't do it.
Right.
Rosalind was her right-hand gal, and it was just one of those things where, like we said before, she really, while damaged, she pretty much had herself together in some ways.
Yes.
In some ways,
she's perfected it.
Right. And she is the damaged artist. Great artists are not flawless. She is none of us are flawless, but she never truly showed her flaws to the public. Because they ever noticed every time she performed, she had on those long gloves to hide the track marks and things. She knew how to hide her cracks,
right?
To the public. So everybody saw Lady Day. We got to see Billy, which is not her real name. She takes Holiday is the name of her father. Is her father's last name, who she never met. He was a musician. Her biological father. She never met him. She always wanted to meet him, but never got a chance to meet him. Sadly, her death is one, to me, just one of the most heinous.
Yes.
You know, just like you said, you handcuff her to the bed. This is not The Walking Dead. She ain't getting up.
Exactly.
But Ainslinger, I really want to go to Harry J. Ainslinger, that sack of shit. His manhunt, his personal vendetta with her. And Ghadir, we spoke about this earlier when he was confronted. And the question was, why do you hate her so much? And he could not answer.
Right.
He just couldn't. And some might say, oh, well, he couldn't answer anything. But that silence is deafening. Because when you ask a so-called racist or supremacist, and let's be honest here, there's no such thing. I say in white stupidity, not white supremacy, because you were never supreme to begin with. You're a human being just like everybody else. Live with that. Be humble. When you ask them the question, why do you hate this so much? Or why do you hate this person for being Asian? Or why do you hate this person for being Latino? Why do you hate a woman? They 9 times out of 10, they cannot give you a clear answer. It's always something stupid, which is why I say in white stupidity. So while they brought that out there, I do feel that the way they portrayed Ainslinger was kind of Snidely Whiplash, or Dick Dastardly. But and the guy who played him, I think his name is Garrett Hedlund. He was okay, but there were moments I just went like, okay, you're hamming it up a little too much. Like, we know you're the antagonist, but you're going a little too far with it. So it just kind of threw me out a little bit. But yeah, it's just one of those movies that it needed to be made. I personally really, really wish they'd have had somebody find some interviewed footage of Billie Holiday. There has got to be a film, some film somewhere,
right,
of her in her own words. I besides the recordings of her talking before she sang and things of that nature, I really want to see it. I want to see exactly who she was. I wanted to hear her story from her own words.
Yes.
But sadly, she died at what, 44? 44 years old.
Yeah.
And it wasn't from heroin. It was from liver disease.
Liver.
Yeah.
And they basically you handcuff her to the bed. Even in death, she got no respect from this country. This is a woman who, like I've said earlier, the man who hated her wife loved her. When they showed the scene where they were in the she was performing, his wife was just getting, I thought she was hot in the ass. She was fidgeting in the seat like, oh yes, oh wow, Billy is so, oh my. And I'm like, oh, okay, somebody needs to sit on the bucket of ice now. Calm down. But once again, it's that disconnect. They are infatuated with Billy the celebrity. And I don't think any of them would have loved Billy the human being, Billy the woman. So, and that's my take on it. That's so. Oh, go ahead, Ghadir.
Oh, I was just gonna say, when they put in that last part at the end where they said that her song made it to the Hall of Fame, even though that's incredible, but what she had to go through, that was like a slap in the face of like, okay, do you want us to clap for you for doing that for her? Yeah. After what? You didn't give it to her while she was alive,
Right. Well, you never give roses to someone you hate.
I know. I'm just saying, like, yeah.
You'll give the thorns, never the petals. Never the rosebud. You'll get the thorns. So, yeah, it's one of those movies. I guess we can get into that part, because I guess we should tell people, should they watch this movie? Should they not watch this movie? So I'm gonna Topeka, I'll start with you.
I say yes.
Okay.
I think that everyone
yes.
should watch this movie. Yeah.
Okay. Ghadir.
I agree. Yes.
Okay. I'm not even gonna say how I feel, because these two ladies say you should watch it. So go and watch it. But I will add, yes, give it a watch. If you want to compare and contrast, if you can find Lady Sings the Blues, go for it. But this movie definitely hits because it's on one set point in Billie's life. I personally think the acting was good, great. Andra Day, I hope she gets an Oscar. I hope she gets the Oscar. I would love to see her walk up and get that Oscar. And like I said, I am biased. My good friend Dana Gourier always just lights up the screen when she's on. If you hate her for playing Sadie, hate Sadie. Don't hate Dana. Just don't do it, because don't do it. She's that good of an actor. But I do recommend you give it a watch. Check it out. It is on Hulu. It's not going anywhere. It is a Hulu original film. The only thing I do have a gripe with is with Lee Daniels. There are moments in the movie where it started to turn into a Lifetime movie, but it course corrected so quickly. So that is my only minus, like big minus of the movie. So definitely, yeah, bro, give it a watch. The United States versus Billie Holiday, once again on Hulu. And look, just be prepared. Okay, so
Mr. Rhodes is one beautiful man.
Okay, ladies, I was not, as you can see, I did not sexualize Andra Day.
No, it's not sexualized.
I'm messing with you.
She sexualized herself in this movie.
Oh, and
yes, honey.
Props to her.
Yeah.
She did the actors thing, the method actors thing.
Yeah, she lost weight.
40 pounds for that role.
Yeah.
She said she got so sick and tired of cigarettes, even though she wasn't smoking real cigarettes. Say she got so sick and tired of it. She actually got sick. She had to take months away from even working on music. She had to she had to have her own personal therapy.
Yeah.
Get back to who she was, because
she really got into the character.
Yeah,
like
she did.
I watched the interview that she did with Oprah, and she spoke about how she started drinking and how she started smoking to prepare. And she said she watched every snippet, everything that Billie Holiday did. She said she just ingested everything. And what I was really impressed with was she actually interviewed heroin addicts, and they were able to show her and tell her, different things about the drug. And I think that's how she was able to like do it the way that she did it, and was so convincing with it. Because I was like, God, no, she is like really doing it the right way. I mean, I don't know how to do it the right way, but from what I was seeing, or what I have seen on television, it looked like she knew what she was doing. But it came from her doing her homework for the character. So hats off to her. I think that she did a really, really good job.
She put some respect on Billie's name. Even
Definitely.
It was basically a movie about trauma.
Yeah.
Trying to find oneself and find peace in yourself. So, ladies and gentlemen, you have made it to the end of the review. Kudos. As always, hit that red subscribe button. It will only take a second. Blue thumbs up. Blue thumbs are always cool. And hit that bell and turn your notifications to all, so you'll be notified every time I drop a new movie review, let's play, anything, new Geek Table Talks. You will be notified so you can watch and be happy. But also, one more thing, please leave a comment. Let us know what you thought about this review. Also, let us know what you think about the United States versus Billie Holiday. Did you enjoy the movie? Did you not like the movie? Did you enjoy this review? You better enjoy this review, because I know where y'all live. No, I'm just kidding. Or not. let us know. It only makes us better. So
Mhm.
the road to 1,000 has started. I'm looking to get 1,000 subscribers on the channel because I will have a giveaway, but also I am doing a pit stop giveaway if I can get to 500. I am now at 468 subscribers, maybe 69, and I want to say thank you to every last one of you. I love y'all so much. Trust me, I'm not going to pay you for subscribing, but I will give you a prize. So if I can get to 500, I will have a quick pit stop giveaway. But once I get to 1,000, there will be another giveaway. And I will tell you what the prizes are. Gift cards. That is it. That is all. You're not getting any of these dope ass figures.
Oh, come on.
No. No. That is a nana. But it is my way of showing appreciation because without y'all, why would I be doing this? But also without the Rona, I wouldn't be doing this. And I'm not giving the Rona a damn thing, but I will give you something. Okay. So in closing, you guys know oh, you know what? Before I close, let me thank these two amazing women who are my good friends. Miss Topeka Van Horn, citizen of South Carolina, the something state. I don't know what y'all state Monica is, but
Palmetto.
Oh, okay. The Palmetto State. Okay.
Yeah.
And we are now going to petition for Lindsey Jordan to Lindsey Graham to be replaced by Leslie Jordan. That starts hashtag buy Graham, hello Jordan. Let's get that done. And last but certainly not least, the amazing Miss Ghadir Mikhail. Thank you. Thank y'all for joining me. Thank you for watching. And y'all know how I end every review and every video. You guys know the drill. We are still in a broken Panasonic tape deck and our tape of life is stuck. So wash your hands, wash your feet. Most importantly, wash your ass, wear a damn mask. And if you are going to get vaccinated or if you're eligible, get the shot. Just get it. Go for it. All right? Cool. So until next time,